Here's my JouleThief. Now here's a good battery. I'm going to put it on my battery tester, my low-cost battery tester. This is green, it says good. And I'll put it in this holder and it'll light up a 1.2 volt old flashlight, one cell flashlight battery. That works. Now I'll take one of my batteries from my dead box, a dead battery box. Red, not going to light that bad boy up. And nothing out of the 1.2 volt bulb. So we'll put it in the JouleThief and turn it on, and there you go. Got light out of that. The circuit is from Instructables, Make-A-Joule-Thief. There's 5 parts on that particular Instructable. The battery, the toroid transformer, a 1K resistor, a transistor. I've got a 2N4401 and I've got a white LED. I added a on-off switch, a battery holder, and I also put on test points here so I could fairly easily, if I can see it, I can get a scope. Let's try that again. You can get a scope probe on there. I have a collector and a base test points. So now these batteries. So I tested the battery tester itself. I tested it, and what I discovered was that if you had less than 1.13 volt between here, it tested bad. So this guy, not this one, but a different dead battery, I let it run down from about 1 volt, and it stopped lighting the LED at about 0.65 volts. It was getting pretty dim, but it was really, I would say it's actually usable as a flashlight till maybe 0.75 volts. So it was getting a significant amount of time out of a dead battery. Now that white LED takes a lot of voltage to light it up. It's got a forward voltage of about 3.4 volts, and the oscillator is what does that. And here's a scope trace of a new battery, and what happens, the blue line, the blue scope trace is the base voltage. It's about 0.7, 0.8 volt. The transistor's on, which means the LED is off, because the transistor is basically a short circuit across the LED. And here's the collector voltage, as it starts to ramp up, at some point the base voltage starts to turn off and the transistor turns off, which lets the LED come on. And the LED is getting here on this new battery, 246, getting 6 volts, so it's got plenty of voltage to light up that, to get that forward voltage going. One thing that I didn't anticipate, it really surprised me, was that now the voltage on a new battery was about, the frequent oscillator frequency on a new battery was almost 1 megahertz, and as the voltage kept dropping on this guy to about 0.65 volts, even when the LED turned off, it was still oscillating, and it was up around 1.5, 0.6 megahertz.